Welcome to Massive Late Fee. And now your hosts, Mark and Carol. Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Massive Late Fee. My name is Mark. With me as always is my girlfriend, Carol. How are you doing, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
It is September 23rd, 1994. And we've got some news for you today.
Lay it on me, baby.
So, that how you want it? So, the Detroit Free Press talks about Quiz Show, which we discussed last week. We beat them to the punch.
Yes, we did, because we are awesome.
They also talk about how it's an emerging time for bad boys in music. What do you think? You like the bad boys?
Well, I'm with you. What do you think?
I think you like good guys. Travis Tritt, an outlaw with a heart of gold. And then they talk about Aerosmith frontman, I'm going to make my daughter strip, Steven Tyler.
Ugh. So gross.
Yeah. So, I guess they're, it's the hour for the bad boy, I suppose. But that's what they say anyway. I don't know. I still think good guys have a chance in this world.
Sure.
Speaking of good guys, O.J. Simpson, not a bad guy at all. Although, if it's to be believed, apparently the media has reported that the police found some socks at O.J. Simpson's home that had blood that matched Nicole Brown Simpson's on it.
Okay.
Yeah, the judge is not happy. Judge is pissed off and says that the media has been irresponsible.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, well, according to this expert or these experts, the jury selection in the case, which is coming up soon, is going to make all the difference in the world, which usually is the case. So women, particularly white women, particularly those who know he had bad marriages or abuse, may be more likely to empathize with the slain mother of two. Now, I mean that's definitely true. But it also says, but they may be more likely to be attracted to the dashing male defendant.
What?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Wow. Who wrote this? A guy, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blacks may be more wary of law enforcement, more inclined to think that Simpson was set up by the police, but they may just as be as inclined to recent assumptions and bend over backwards to assert their independence. That seems sort of. What's the word I'm looking for? Insulting to black people?
Yeah.
So
women and black people. The
yeah.
whole thing is insulting all over the place.
So, I mean, I guess I get stereotypes and the people that they hire to help select these juries. The lawyers, they hire people to help them in jury selection. I know that they can use stereotypes a lot of the times. But here's the thing. So, blacks may be more wary of law enforcement and more inclined to think that Simpson was set up by the police. I wonder why. Now, any of you that know anything about the Los Angeles Police Department know that they have a pretty bad reputation when it comes to their interactions with the black public.
This is true.
So, yeah, it's certainly plausible that the LAPD would try to... Now, I don't think they would necessarily do it for someone who's famous like OJ. Someone who's famous... A black famous athlete like OJ has more in common with a white person than your average black person, I think.
Okay, you want to unpack that?
Well, it's under the eyes of the law, for sure, I would think. Because he's famous. Not just rich. If he was an anonymous rich black person, then, that's not something you can see, but you can see the color of the skin. So racist cops would be just as racist, but he's famous. anyone that sees him knows who he is. And cops generally seem to favor celebrities over non-celebrities. And I think that supersedes their racism.
That's an interesting theory.
I mean, that's my theory. I don't know that for a fact. I guess famous black people, write into us and I don't know, leave a message on my answering machine and tell me if I'm wrong or not. Let's see. Law and order types may favor the prosecution, but they, more than others, could be offended by what the defense has characterized as bungling by the Los Angeles Police Department. So it seems like they're kind of talking out of both sides of their mouth in every aspect here. Younger jurors may be more conservative than the aging alumni of Woodstock Nation, more inclined to see Simpson as huckster and hack actor than hero, but their minds are supple enough to attend to long and tedious testimony and thereby spot cracks in the state's case. I guess. I don't know. The whole thing is so weird.
I'm just glad I don't have to worry about it.
We don't live in Los Angeles County. We will not be part of this jury selection.
Right.
So, that is your O.J. Simpson news for the day. What else have we got? Oh, big changes. Big changes in O.J. Simpson's life.
Oh, my goodness, really?
Might be coming. And big changes for us here in the Detroit area as CBS is moving for years. It's been 2, 4, 7. Channel 2, CBS. Channel 4, NBC. Channel 7, ABC. Now, Fox will be on Channel 2.
Oh.
Yeah, I think this is a coup for them. I think this will help gain them legitimacy.
Maybe.
Because you don't think so?
I don't know.
Okay, what do you
Why don't you tell me why you think it will?
Because people are so used to going 2, 4, 7.
But what about 20 and 50 and 56 and 62?
Okay, yeah, 20. No one goes to 6. Okay, I don't know why you're talking about 62. 62 is where CBS is going to be. No one watched Channel 62.
No?
No.
Oh.
Channel 20, sure. Channel 50, okay. Channel 56, PBS, sure. But, Channel 20 was, or is, still WGN or whatever it is, WXYZ, I can't remember what it is. What is it?
I don't know.
Okay, well, whatever. It's one of those call letters. And then Channel 50 was Fox. Now, Fox is going to be Channel 2, and CBS is going to have to go to 62. Now, I don't think it hurts CBS as much because people are still going to want to see the shows on CBS.
Right.
But I think this is going to help give legitimacy to Fox because Fox is going to be in the normal rotation of, channel flipping that people usually do.
Well, I don't know. I think I'm kind of excited to have an additional channel to flip.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's not really an additional channel, but okay.
Okay. I mean, you're saying 2, 4, 7.
Yep.
And 20 and 50.
Right.
And 50 is moving to 2?
Yes.
And 2 is moving to 62.
Right.
So
I don't know what's going to happen with 50.
Oh.
But yeah, so.
Well, why are they? I don't understand that.
I've heard rumblings. It's their local affiliates. They bought the local affiliates. That's how it works. So like CBS owns, sometimes it owns affiliates. Sometimes it just has agreements with affiliates. And what affiliates are just local stations. So like NBC for us is Channel 4. But it's not Channel 4 for everybody in the country. It's, NBC is probably a bad example because I think that it is mostly for most of the country. But, each station has, or each, little region has their own affiliate. So, for instance, with everything moving here, where we are, it's going to be Channel 62. And in the actual city of Detroit, it's going to be Channel 62. if you go to other areas in Michigan, like in Pontiac and Waterford, it's going to be Channel 10.
Oh.
And then Grosse Point's going to be Channel 30. Warren's going to be Channel 15. You go over to Southfield, it'll be Channel 3.
Interesting.
So, yeah, they all have different designations because they're all different affiliates.
Okay.
And those are stations that rebroadcast or simulbroadcast the signal coming from CBS.
Okay.
That's how it kind of works.
Thank you for enlightening me on how broadcasting systems work.
You're welcome.
See, our show is educational.
So apparently there is a card that is drawing anger from Arab American groups. And it's 50,000. There have been 50,000 of these cards sold since August. And they're not planning a recall. This card shows a woman in a hijab and a face covering. It says, rather than confront her morbid fear of germs, Millicent changed her name to Yaxman and moved to Tehran, which is the capital of Iran. So I think they're joke cards.
Okay.
Yeah, it's they're joke cards based on Muslim people, I guess.
That's really dumb.
Yeah. There's a card that says a cow holding its udders and screaming to a farmer, "Don't touch me! Don't you ever touch me!"
That's kind of funny,
right? So yeah, they're all like joke cards, and I guess this Muslim one here. So it's not all the cards aren't all about Arab Americans or anything like that, or Arab people or Muslim people in general. This is just one of the cards in the pack, but Arab Americans are not happy that this was included. I don't know. It's a fight between the First Amendment and I don't know whether or not this is a good idea.
Okay.
Seems like a dumb idea, but
I think it's a pretty dumb idea. I didn't even think the joke's funny.
Well, the cow joke was kind of funny.
The cow joke was funny, but the Arab American joke was not.
So, are you familiar with comic books?
A little.
Do you know who Stan Lee is?
Of course.
So, apparently, he is the founder of Marvel Comics, one of the comic people. The people that don't do Superman or Batman, so the ones that aren't that popular.
Okay.
But he's
Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man, right. He's hosting a new TV a show.
You're so weird.
I know. But anyway, so it says notes from the Captain video file. It says he says it loud and he says it proud. I'm not ashamed. I love TV, brags Marvel Comics mastermind Stan Lee, the chattily affable wizard behind Spider-Man and countless other Marvel superheroes. He says he loves sitcoms, he loves Wings, he loves Mad About You. So he sounds like an NBC guy.
Right.
But anyway, it says, let's see, speaking of plotting, this week Lee unleashes the Marvel Action Hour, a syndicated cartoon combo that features hardcore Marvel mainstays Iron Man and Fantastic Four in their own weekly series. So I don't know what Iron Man is, other than that song, I Am Iron Man.
I like that song.
Iron Man focuses on the adventures of dashing billionaire Tony Stark, an inventor and industrialist who covers his body in sophisticated high-tech armor to give himself superpowers in the fight against evil. Interesting.
I don't know.
So that sounds like Batman.
Yeah.
Because he's a billionaire and he's this industrialist and inventor or whatever. And he's got a suit that gives him powers as opposed to having real powers.
So this is like a cartoon?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I guess isn't there a Batman cartoon or something? I think. No? What?
Is there a Batman cartoon?
I don't watch
the greatest cartoon of all time.
So, I mean, if that's successful, then maybe this will be successful. But, like, I've never really heard of Tony Stark. And
No, I haven't either. Iron Man?
Yeah, I don't think comic book stuff's ever going to have any, like, real success. It's mostly just for dorks. It's
for dorks. Yeah. No offense, dorks.
I mean, my cousin, shout out to my cousin Ken, who, helps keep the comic stores in business. But, yeah.
Right. All right. So now, before we get into our little stuff that we do, I guess let's do a little bit of the straight from the heart, massive love.
Oh, massive love. I massively love you.
Yeah.
I do.
I massively love you. But what about all these people? Like white couple, 50 years old, seeking black male, daytime meetings preferred, Southwest Detroit.
What?
Yeah.
They're in their 50s?
They are 50, yeah. A white couple.
They're both a 50, okay.
They want a black male.
And they're looking to have a threesome with a black dude.
Yep.
It's very weird.
Mm-hmm. 27-year-old married, full-figured black beauty seeks slim, attractive, well-established black male. Bet. I don't know what that means. Oh, between 30 and 40 years young.
Oh, that's okay. So she's just looking to cheat.
Yeah.
Wow.
27 years old. How about this one? Married, white, female, middle 40s, seeking bisexual female, married or single, first-time experience. What does that mean? So it's her first-time experience, or she wants someone for whom this will be their first-time experience?
I would think that it's her first-time experience.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows? Because it is in the seeking section of the ad.
Huh.
Why would you want to be somebody's first time?
Yeah, I don't know. But look at this one. So maybe you can help me decipher this one. I can't figure this one out. Cute, attractive WBIF. 5'2", fit, looking for WBIF for get together, friend. Please no games. Please no games. Clean, discreet, a must. Of course,
clean and discreet. WBIF. Widowed?
Widowed black independent female?
Sure.
But she's looking for another widowed black independent female?
Yeah, that
seems unlikely. Yeah. Let's see. So widow W can be widow. It can be white. B is black. So what is she, white black?
Maybe she's mixed.
And then I is not on this thing at all. And then F is female. All we know for sure is they're both women. I don't know what this means.
No.
WB. So write in to us if you know what WBIF means.
Maybe F means, F.
No, F is female for sure.
WBIF.
Yeah, I don't get it at all. Sometimes these pronouns are these letters.
Or maybe it's a typo and it's supposed to be J, but then that's Jewish. I mean, you got what? You got white, black, Jewish, female?
That's a hell of a mix.
Right? And maybe it's Indian. I for Indian.
White, black, and Indian female. But she's seeking the same thing. You have to be white, black, and Indian.
That's crazy.
Slim, bi-curious, white couple, young, 40s. Well, I guess that's subjective.
Yeah. That's not young to me.
Fun-loving, responsible professional seek by female to begin exploring / sharing sensual pleasure in our first triad experience.
Triad? Really?
Yeah. Must be clean, attractive, weight proportioned, and discreet.
Of course.
Race open.
So they don't care what race you are, but you better not be fat.
Oh my God. Triad experience.
Wow.
Oh, man. That looks like an F, but I think it's supposed to be a T. It is a T. Okay. Oh, wow. Married couple seeks single bi woman for very exciting times. Possible live-in. Ugh.
Wow.
That's another bridge to cross right there.
Right?
What do you think this means? full-figured gay white male.
That means he's fat, honey.
30, seeks large-sized gay or bi black male for fun, fantasy, and late-night meetings. Age open.
Now, when he says large size, since he used full-figured to describe himself, I think he means large penis.
Oh, wow.
Or he would have said full-figured. Or same or something.
Okay. Yeah, same is a word not used enough in these things.
Right?
Anyway.
That would save them some money.
Yeah. Well, that is, I don't want to go through any more of that.
Yeah.
That's them for this week. I don't know. If you're interested, if you're full-figured... No, if you got a big penis and you're gay and black, and you like full-figured guys.
I mean, from what I hear, black penises tend to be big.
Oh, yeah?
That's what I hear.
You don't have any hands-on experience with that?
No.
So to speak.
Of course not.
Just from what you hear, huh?
Yeah.
Well...
You know my experience.
Yeah. If you have complaints,
I don't.
Oh, you don't? You sure?
I'm sure. Can we move on?
Let's move on to what?
How about Friends?
Okay. So, we watched a new show this week.
Finally, the new stuff's out. Yay!
It's called Friends. It's a name even I can't pronounce weird.
Right? Can't do anything with that.
So maybe we'll stick with it for a while.
Although, if you notice, they have it like F.R.I. And it's like, what? Why?
At first, I thought it was their names.
Uh-huh.
So it was going to be like Frank and Rich and like Imogene.
Right.
But no, I don't know. I don't know why they do that.
Because it does not stand for anything. It's just Friends because they're friends.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
As far as I can tell, seems to be a show about friends.
Right.
It's a pretty good show.
It was funny. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was okay. I mean, basically, so the premise of the show is, I guess, it's about friends. It's simple in that way. It's just about a group of friends. So there's 3 guys and 3 girls. They're living in New York City in impossibly large apartments, and they're just friends with each other. Now, at the beginning, they kind of do this weird thing where they do like a dissolve or a fade. So time has passed. They're just sitting in this place called Central Perk, which is a coffee shop in New York, and they're just sitting around drinking coffee. They're talking, and it's like they didn't know how to begin the show. It's like they had 3 different scenes, and they were like, "Oh, they're all funny. What do we do? Let's just show them back to back to back."
Right.
So, at one point, one of the friends says, he comes in because I guess him and his wife are getting divorced.
Right.
She's a lesbian. And he didn't know. She didn't know, as it turns out. So, he's all depressed and everything. And he says he doesn't want to be single. He just wants to be married. And then a woman walks in wearing a wedding dress.
And then one guy makes this very funny comment of, "And I just want $1 million."
Right. And it doesn't happen.
Well, obviously.
But it turns out that she is a friend of one of the other friends, the Monica, from high school. Mm-hmm. Her name is Rachel, and she was going to get married, and then she had cold feet at the altar.
Yeah.
And she bolted.
Just walks out.
She did not invite her friend to the wedding. It was made very clear that they had drifted apart. Although later, when she's in a fight with her dad on the phone, she says, "Well, maybe I'll just stay with Monica." She just invites herself to live at this girl's place, and they haven't spoken in a while.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I mean, she's obviously a girl who's used to getting what she wants.
Oh, for sure.
And it doesn't even occur to her that someone might not want to give it to her.
Yeah. So she's like, it's, I don't know, like not a ton happens really. There's a lot of jokes.
Yeah.
And it's funny, but So basically, Monica goes out with this dude from her work, I think.
Yeah.
Paul, the wine guy. So I guess he's like a wine steward.
Yeah, or maybe, yeah, it is that. I was thinking because she works in a restaurant, maybe he delivers the wine?
Yeah, that's a wine steward.
Okay, sorry, I didn't know what that meant.
Okay, so I guess like he seems like a handsome guy, I suppose. I don't know.
Yeah, he's nice looking.
And they go out on a date, and he tells her that it's been 5 years since he's been able to perform sexually. Oh, 2 years, sorry. Since he's been able to perform sexually. So they go back and they have sex, basically. We don't really see that. We see the next day when he wakes up and everything. And Monica's all happy. She goes into work, and her friend, she's working in the restaurant, and her friend that she's cooking with says, "You had sex." And she goes, "How do you do that?" And she says, "Well, who was it?" And she goes, "Paul, the wine guy." And she's like, "Oh, I know Paul." And she's like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Oh, I take credit for Paul. Before me, it'd been 2 years since he could have sex." And one of the guy in the leather jacket, the one that's the actor,
Joey.
Okay, he says, "Of course, it's a line." So, when he was saying it, I thought to myself, "Yeah, it's definitely a line."
Really? I mean, it's not like that never happens.
No, I mean it's not like it never happens, but it's not something that you would admit on a first date.
It wasn't a first date. He said it's more of a fifth date revelation. And she's like, "Oh, there's going to be a fifth date." So to me, that means this is like their fourth date.
No, it's their first date.
Oh,
it's their first date, and he's just saying. All he's saying is, it's for the future. It's something that would be in the future. You would not say that on a first date.
No, for sure.
If you weren't trying to manipulate the person.
That makes a lot more sense, actually, that he was doing that then. But
it's his way to get laid on the first date.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to put in as much work as the rest of us.
Wow.
Exactly.
What a jerk.
He's, ultimately lazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that happens, and then the other big thing that happens is that Rachel says, "Oh, she's gonna look for a job and everything."
No.
Yeah.
Wait, you all have one of these job things?
Mm-hmm.
Or no, wait, you all have jobs, and then she's shocked by this because that's the kind of pampered life she's led.
Right.
And then when everybody leaves in the morning and Monica's walking out of the apartment, she's like, "Wish me luck. I'm going to get one of those job things."
Yeah, exactly.
It's so funny.
And she doesn't get a job because she has no skills whatsoever. So she bought her, "I don't need a job or my dad's money because I have cute boots."
I don't need a job. I don't need my parents because I've got new boots.
Right.
Yeah.
Which she used her credit card to pay for.
Not even her credit card.
Well, the credit card her father pays for.
Exactly.
She used to pay for it. So I'm getting the impression that these people are all supposed to be in their early 20s.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
And so it's funny, the Monica, right?
The Monica, yeah.
She was in Ace Ventura, remember?
Yep. Yeah, she's pretty.
Yeah, she's fine.
Courtney Cox.
But the one that plays Rachel is prettier, I think.
Yeah, I mean, they're both pretty girls. I think Phoebe's pretty too.
In a quirky way, sure.
I'm quirky.
I guess. Not like that. She does aromatherapy or something like that. And everyone she's ever known has committed suicide.
Right?
But yeah, so anyway, that's basically it. That's basically the show. I can't really break down much more at the end of the episode. Well, okay, so first of all, it becomes really clear that Monica's brother has a crush on Rachel.
Yeah.
And he likes her. And he wants to ask her out. He even says, "Would it be okay if I ask you out sometime?" And then he doesn't do it when she says yeah. Or she says maybe.
Yeah, well, that was how the episode ended. And he's like, "I have a confession to make. I had a crush on you in high school."
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Yeah, I know."
Right.
there's a lot of flirtation. There's a lot going on there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely, I mean, they're definitely trying to build something there.
But, I mean, they both just got out of really serious relationships. So, I mean, it probably is better that they're waiting.
Yeah, I would say so.
But, yeah, I mean, I got the impression that he could have proceeded right then.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I think so. I think she would have been open to it. And then we get a little denouement. That's the bit after the last bit, where Rachel has gotten a job at Central Perk serving coffee.
Yeah.
And clearly he's not good at it because she asks if anyone wants coffee. They say, "Did you make it? Or are you just delivering it or serving it?" And she says, "Just serving it," and then they all want some.
Yeah.
So apparently she's not very good at it.
Well, if you remember earlier in the episode, she made coffee for the first time in her life.
Oh,
How do you get to be in your early 20s without ever having made coffee?
I have no idea.
That is pathetic.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So, that was Friends. I think we'll probably watch it again next week. We both enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
So, we also watched My So-Called Life.
Yep.
Carol.
Yeah, weirdo.
Why don't you take us through the plot of this episode?
Okay, so this episode, Angela is upset because...
Angela's upset every episode.
She is. Yeah, she is kind of upset a lot. But this episode's reason for her being upset is that the boys made a list, which I think is just crappy, of like the top 40s of the sophomore girls and rated them about like different things about themselves.
I don't think okay. So I think there's 40 girls on the list.
Right.
And it's just it's the top one in each of these 40 different categories.
Okay. So, yeah, like, her old bestie has the best boobs.
Yeah. Globular endowments or something like that, I think they said.
Yeah, stupid.
Yeah.
And, Rayanne has the most slut potential.
Correct. It's just the sophomore girls.
Yeah.
Angela has a zit in this episode.
Yeah.
On her chin. So she's also feeling self-conscious about all that.
And she's not on the list.
No.
So, yeah, her feelings are hurt, I think.
There's like prettiest overall, best hair, best butt, best legs.
Right. All that stuff.
You know, all this kind of stuff. And, yeah, so her friend, kind of, can't remember her name, but Chesty, her friend has a lot of play in this episode.
Yeah.
Like, we get a lot more of her character. She gets a lot more scenes with her, and her new boyfriend is like the one of the jocks.
Yeah, that's how the episode started, I think, was them walking to school together and her looking so
making
happy.
Out and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and Brian Krakow is upset.
He's also upset frequently.
Yeah, so Crackhead is upset. It's so funny because it's like he goes back and forth. It's like he's Archie. So if this show was focused on him, he'd be Archie and they'd be Betty and Veronica. Because, like, it seems like he likes both of them.
Yeah.
Because he's staring at this girl's chest and everything. And he seems jealous that she's going out with this guy now. And he's, of course, he's always, wants Angela as well. So, yeah, it's very weird. But, like, him and Ricky kind of become friends in this episode a little bit.
Yeah, that was interesting to see them talking together. Well, like, Ricky, I think, kind of had to try to find somebody else to hang with because he's decided to not be in the girls' bathroom all the time anymore.
They kicked him out. They said to him he can't do it anymore. He can't hang out in the girls' bathroom anymore.
Is that what happened?
Yes, they said at the beginning of the episode you can't hang out in the girls. Like someone said, "Are you switching your sex?"
Okay.
And he goes, "No, I'm not. I don't want to be a girl. I just want to hang out with girls. There's a difference." But because he's a boy, they don't want him in the girls' bathroom. Or some of the girls complained, or something like that. I mean, I guess it makes sense.
I'm really confused about Ricky. Are you?
Okay. No, why?
Well,
He's gay.
just... Is he?
Yeah.
Okay. So he wants to be a guy and be with guys and be friends with girls.
Yeah.
What?
Don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah. And he was talking, who was it? Brian? He was talking to about the eyeliner?
Yeah.
So yeah, you see him talking with Brian a lot more because he can't be in the girls' bathroom. Why don't the girls just like leave the bathroom and hang out with him?
That's what I don't understand. Hang out someplace else.
Right.
It is a little weird for a guy to be in the girls' bathroom, gay or not.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that.
But yeah, just go someplace else. Hang out someplace else.
Right.
There's other places to smoke and stuff.
They don't even smoke.
They don't? I thought Rayanne smoked.
I don't think. Maybe I've seen her.
There's a poster.
Like a cigarette.
There's a poster that says, "Who looks better?" or something like that. It's a person smoking, a girl smoking, and a girl not smoking. So funny.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that Angela's friend gets a little like self-conscious about her breasts and everything.
Well, because everybody's staring at her.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And she said, she's been asked out 8 times in the past, 2 days since that stupid list came out. And she thinks that the guy is dating her just because of her breasts and everything. And so she breaks up with him. And then he comes to her when she's playing her clarinet. By the way, so we see the band. Now, I'm not in band. I was in band way back in middle school, not in high school. And so I do know something about how bands are arranged.
Right.
The way their band is arranged is the stupidest thing in the world. So they go flute, clarinet, flute, clarinet, flute, clarinet, just alternating. Dumb. That's not how you set a band up. And then the trumpets are right next to them. And there's it's not how you arrange things.
Yeah, it did look odd, for sure.
Yeah, dumb. And not the way it is. But anyway, and Crackhead plays the flute. It's interesting.
Why is that interesting?
Because he's a guy, I guess. I don't know.
Guys can play the flute?
I played the flute, but it seems, I don't know, it's like you don't see that often depicted.
Yeah, I guess. I can't play the flute. My mouth isn't shaped correctly. I tried. That was my first choice.
Your mouth is shaped fine for things.
But that was my first choice of instrument, and I could not make it make noise.
Yeah.
It was really weird.
You've made me make noise.
Jeez. I should be, gross about everything.
About everything? Every time, huh?
No. I like the saxophone, though.
I thought you were going to say something else. I thought you were going to continue my conversation we were having.
No. I'm done with that.
Yeah, saxophone is cool. So.
And by the way, though, she didn't break up with him just because she thinks he's with her for her breasts. She broke up with him because she thinks he was partially responsible for the list.
She says who did it, and he admits that he knows some of the guys that made it. Okay,
you don't think that she was also blaming him for its existence? Because that kind of seems like...
maybe.
But anyway.
So... What else happened? So Angela's mom wants her to get into this fashion show with her. This mother-daughter fashion show where they make a dress, they wear the same outfit and model it together, and it's for charity or something like that.
Yeah.
Kind of like the 90210 thing we saw almost.
Yeah, very, very much like that. And I feel bad for her little sister Danielle again in this episode. Mm-hmm. Because she obviously wants to do the fashion show.
Right.
And her mom's like, oh, it's for older girls.
Yeah.
Which, in the fashion show, I guess when we finally see it, it looks like most of them are Angela's age.
Right.
But, take a hint, lady.
Exactly.
Your kid wants some attention. Shit.
Yeah, and Angela doesn't want to do it at all.
Right.
So, basically, it comes down to Angela doesn't feel pretty.
Yeah.
And... her mom tells her she is, and her mom basically kind of opens up to her and says, when she was in school and she was pretty, she didn't let herself know she was pretty, so she never enjoyed it.
Right.
And, that's what she wants for her daughters, to be able to enjoy, how she looks and everything.
It was kind of sad, though, because Angela started crying and saying, but I'm not pretty.
Right.
And I'm sorry, I know you want me to be, but I'm ugly. I was just like, oh, that made me sad.
Yeah.
She's so pretty.
Yeah, she's pretty.
And you know, I think a lot of us girls just kind of walk around feeling bad about ourselves, and it sucks. Like, why do we do that?
I don't know. And well, it's funny because Angela's mom brings up an interesting point. She says, "Do you think that anybody thinks they're pretty or they're beautiful?" Which is, you know, I think it's probably a very short list of people that would say that about themselves and really believe it. The dad brings up RuPaul.
Yeah, well, they're like fooling around, right?
Yeah.
Like that's something that's come up the last couple episodes. They do some weird talks while they're fooling around.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole thing is odd.
Yeah. And do we really need to see the parents making out? Come on.
No.
Just knock that shit off.
But anyway, so I mean that's basically the episode. Do you remember how it ends?
Yeah, the fashion show.
Right.
Where Danielle ends up doing the fashion show with the mom, and she looks super happy.
Yep.
And Angela and her friends are there watching, which is nice. They're being supportive. You know what else I've noticed, though, the last couple episodes that just came to mind I wanted to bring up? The mom calls Rayanne that Rayanne person.
Yeah.
That's so shitty. Like, what did she ever do to her?
The mom is pretty shitty just in general.
She really is. I mean, she treats both of Angela's friends like crap, and they are so nice to her.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, there was that scene when she's making the dresses, and Ricky's, like, asking questions about it and complimenting her work. And, you know, and she just thinks he's weird because he wears eyeliner. Like, get over yourself.
Yeah, I agree. It's, you know, it's interesting. The generational thing is interesting.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was my so-called life for the week. So we watched a movie. This was my pick this week.
Yeah.
Because I am a huge fan of Stephen King.
I enjoy Stephen King as well, but you are like almost as big of a fan as my dad, I guess.
Super fan.
Yeah.
So we watched The Shawshank Redemption.
He just likes to make me just want to punch him in the face.
Yep.
That's all.
Absolutely. So it's based on a novella by Stephen King called Rita Hayworth and the Shawshank Redemption, which is from the book Different Seasons. I was telling you after we watched the movie that because this movie is a lot about hope. That's the overall message of the movie, and most of the stories in Different Seasons kind of have that. At least the two best ones do. They have a theme like that running through it. So Different Seasons is broken up into the 4 different seasons, you know. And I'm pretty sure the first one is fall. So The Body, which is became Stand By Me, the Rob Reiner movie, is fall from innocence. Okay. So, you know, they go to see a body, and, you know, I mean, it makes sense. The Apt Pupil, it's called. They haven't made that into a movie yet, but that is that's about a kid who discovers that his neighbor's a Nazi, and he wants to hear all about it and everything. That one's Summer of Corruption.
I read that one.
And then there's The Breathing Method, which is about a woman who gives birth. It's a crazy story. But anyway, it's weird. The whole thing's weird. I mean, I can spoil it for you if you want. It ends up she's I think she's in a car or something. Like she's giving birth. She gets decapitated while giving birth, and she still finishes the birth. Like the woman's body finishes giving birth.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
It's a weird story. Anyway, so that's A Winter's Tale is what it's called. This one, Rita Hayworth and the Shawshank Redemption, is Hope Springs Eternal. So it definitely is the theme of the story. The guy that brought this to the screen is a director by the name of Frank Darabont.
Okay.
I saw years ago, there was a tape that, well, not years ago, but maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, a tape came out of a bunch of different student films that people had made. I think there was maybe 3 on there, VHS tape, because I get a lot of Stephen King memorabilia stuff. And one of the the student films was called based on the story of The Woman in the Room, and he did that. So I guess Stephen King has this program where sometimes students that are in film school, they instead of writing an original story, they want to use a story that's already written and kind of stage it and everything. They're looking more for, because it's not a screenwriting class, they're looking more for how they stage everything, lighting, things like that.
Right.
As their student thesis film, right? So they that their final presentation for the class to pass. And Stephen King has a deal where he'll give any student, the right to use any of his works for $1. The only caveat is that he likes a copy of each of the films.
Okay.
So that's that's what he does for students, and this was one of those. So now this Frank Darabont is getting to do a full scale story of Stephen King's on the big screen, and it's good. I mean, I hear it's not doing super well at the box office, but I really enjoyed the movie. The movie begins with, so I'll give the basic story of the movie. The story concerns a man named Andy Dufresne, who is falsely accused of murdering his wife and her lover. She was cheating on him, and goes to prison. And most of the story takes place inside this prison. So, not the very opening scene of the movie, but the opening of the prison. It starts with this beautiful crane shot it's an epic sweeping shot of the prison, the yard, everything. You get the full scope of everything as it kind of comes down. And then Andy Dufresne and all the other people, they start, all the new prisoners, they come in. And we meet Red, played by Morgan Freeman. Andy Dufresne is played by Tim Robbins. We meet Red, played by Morgan Freeman, and William Sadler plays one of the criminals there. I can't remember his name for the life of me. But he's there too. All the other, kind of like their friends, are there. And they see them coming out of the bus, and they're taking bets on who will break down first that first night. And they're betting, cigarettes on him. So Red puts all his money on Andy, and Andy doesn't make a sound, So this large man ends up breaking down William Sadler's guy, and the one guy, what's his name? Byron, I think, Hadley. He's the main prison guard. He comes and he kicks the shit out of him. Basically, hits him with his pipe and stuff like that. And anyway, he cracked his skull. Then goes to the infirmary and he dies because the doctor left for the day. So they just left him there on the gurney in the infirmary.
So sad.
So a lot of this stuff. So basically, all these people are convicted murderers,
right? And
most of them did the murder that they're in there for. Andy Dufresne didn't, but most of them did. So the basic story is that they do they give a lot of sympathy to the prisoners. They're we're seeing everything through their eyes.
Right.
So there's a lot of sympathy towards those characters, and it shows a lot of the corruption of this particular prison, this particular warden. It differs in certain ways from the book. For instance, in the book, there was not just one warden. Over the years that he was there were a few different wardens. When this last warden came, that's when the stuff that happens in the movie starts happening. I don't really want to get super in, and this is one of those ones where I don't want to get super into the plot details of this movie because I really just want people to go out and see it. It's a really good film, but I'll kind of give overall impression. So, the camera work, the direction was outstanding. I think the acting was incredible. Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman are both really good, and they have really good chemistry.
Oh yeah, you really feel the friendship.
Mm-hmm. But what were kind of some of your favorite parts or favorite things about it.
Well, I mean, the problem, I guess, is some of my favorite things are the story.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's kind of like my favorite part of the movie is the end.
Okay, yeah.
And I don't want to give away the end, but,
right.
There's a lot of just vindication and justice, and it leaves you feeling good.
Yeah, hope is definitely the main thrust of the theme of the movie, but justice is a big part of it too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is justice? What's justice? What's reformation? Things like that. How we treat prisoners and things like that. It's a big part of it too. And yeah, there's a lot of themes that run throughout the movie. But I just, like I said, I mean, I think it's one of those. It looks like it's being kind of underappreciated, but I think it's very it's a very visually appealing film, and the way it's written, the way it's plotted, the way it's structured, it's a very well paced, well plotted film.
It is.
There's pretty much nothing this movie does wrong.
Yeah.
It's almost a perfect film, I would say. And
what do you enjoy more, the film or the book?
Honestly, it's one of those situations where I think the movie's actually better than the book.
Wow.
Yeah, it's one of those very weird situations, but yeah, I think that's the case. Okay. I think the movie's actually better and more emotionally satisfying than the book. It's a rarity. But I think that this director really pulls it off. And I don't know, like I have a lot of admiration for the skill that they put into this film. It's very good. Like I said, it might be my favorite one of the year, I think, so far.
Okay.
It's close. Forrest Gump was really good too.
Yeah.
And what was the other one that we watched recently? Natural Born Killers was pretty good.
Milk Money's the last. It was Milk Money and Quiz Show.
It's better than Milk Money.
Quiz Show.
Quiz Show's pretty good. But I think this is probably my favorite of the year so far. But absolutely outstanding film. I would recommend that you all check it out.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, that is our episode for the week. As always, we will end this episode, as we end every episode, with our blockbuster pick of the week. Carol, there's a lot of movies that we've already seen, or we've already reviewed that are coming.
Yeah, I think that's going to continue to be the case from here on out. Just
yeah,
as long as we continue to do this.
We might have to modify this in some way, or maybe dig a little deeper, because, Carol and I end up seeing most of the movies that are released. So, like, Naked Gun 33 1/3 is
not my pick of the week.
It is one of the ones that came out. But there's a movie called Farewell, My Concubine. It's a Chinese drama directed by Chen Keg. Came out last year, and it's got some good reviews. It's in Mandarin, though.
Oh, jeez.
So you'll have to use captioning if you want to check that out. But I think you would like this one, The Wedding Banquet.
Okay.
You ever heard of it?
No.
That's also a Chinese movie directed by somebody named Ang Lee and starring An Li Gua.
So basically, we're recommending foreign films because Naked Gun 33 1/3 was terrible. Okay.
Yes.
So what I actually recommend is that you go and check out one of the Brat Pack movies or one of the old slasher horror flicks, and just wait for better movies to come out.
You don't want to hear the plot of this movie, The Wedding Banquet?
Not really. Do you?
Aw.
Do you really want to read it to me? If it will make your day better, you go right ahead.
Wai Tung Gao and Simon are a happy gay couple living in Manhattan. Wai Tung is in his late 20s, so his traditional-minded parents are eager to see him get married and have a child. They hire a dating service, and he and Simon stall for time by inventing impossible demands. They demand an opera singer and add that she must be 5'9", have 2 PhDs, and speak 5 languages. The service actually locates a 5'8" Chinese woman who sings Western opera, speaks 5 languages, and has a single PhD.
Wow.
Close.
Wow.
She is very gracious when Wai Tung explains his dilemma, as she, too, is hiding a relationship with a white man.
Okay.
At Simon's insistence, Wang Tung decides to marry one of his tenants, Wai Wei, a penniless artist from mainland China, in need of a green card. So that's the basic premise of the movie. But it sounds pretty
actually
good.
Does sound kind of good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So The Wedding Banquet, check it out.
Right.
You know, you can use subtitles. It's okay.
Yeah.
But that is our show. Carol, take us home.
So, do all the stuff like, giving us money and stars and telling your friends.
5 stars?
What the hell was that?
I said 5 stars.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.